and let us all do we can to build a better future.
Okay, it begins. It begins. Voter shaming. And Symone Sanders is going to be the first one to tell you how you should vote. But before we play the video of Symone Sanders voter shaming you and making you feel guilty, or once again, as I've said before so many times on the show, that corporate media is going to start amping up the fear of, oh no, a second term of Donald Trump. Woogie boogie boogies. Be scared of the orange boogeyman. Look, I understand why people are afraid of a second term of Donald Trump, but the Democrats didn't do themselves any favors by not following through with their campaign promises. In theory, the Democrats would not be in this situation if they actually, I don't know, had follow through. If maybe Bernie Sanders or AOC decided to, maybe be consistent, hold the Democrats' feet to the fire. But no, the Democrats are just as corrupt as the Republican Party. Okay, simple as that. 1, 2, 3. And we said in 2020, my colleague Daniel and I, RBN, Jimmy Dore, hell, all of you in the viewing audience too, because all of you are more well aware of what's happening on the ground than corporate media or the vote blue no matter who sycophants, that Donald Trump was, yes, going to run again in 2024. If he didn't, I think collectively all of us would have been surprised. But he's number one in the Republican primary. He's going to get the nomination, and he's going to walk away from his legal troubles. This isn't open for a debate. It's not something like, oh, well, this could happen, this could happen. No. Trump is going to be the nominee for the Republican Party. It's just that simple. Everyone come to terms with it. But hold on. John Favreau says, if Trump wins, 40 million people could lose their health care. We don't have health care. And insurance companies would get to deny coverage to people's pre-existing conditions. If Biden wins, that won't happen. Hey, folks, not to make it too personal, but just let's have democracy in the chat. With Biden being president, how has healthcare in America been treating you? Have the insurance companies been treating you well? Type 1 for Kit. It is fine with Biden being president. Things got better. The insurance companies treat me well. Or they've treated my friends and family members well, too. Type 1 for that's all good. It's all good. Type 2, no. No, dude. No. Johnny's living in his own world. And of course, he's responding to what Trump posted on True Social, which is the cost of Obamacare, which is really Romney care, is out of control. Plus, it's not good health care. I'm seriously looking at alternatives. We had a couple Republican senators who campaigned for 6 years against it, then raised their hands not to terminate it. It was a low point for the Republican Party, but we should never give up. Okay, great. Trump bashing Obama. Is the sky blue? Is water wet? Then there's George Takei. Blech. A Democrat was in the White House when my family was sent to the internment camps in 1941. Let's be very clear here. Yes, this was a tragedy, what happened. It was a violation of civil rights. Going on, he goes on to say, it would be understandable if people like me said they never vote Democrat again. Okay, great. But being a liberal, being a progressive means being able to look past my past and my own grievances and concerns and think of the greater good. So, hey, vote for corporate Democrats. He goes on to say, I campaigned for Adlai Stevenson when I became an adult. I marched for civil rights and had the honor of meeting Dr. Martin Luther King. I fought for redress for my community and spent my life ensuring that America understood that we cannot betray our Constitution in such a way ever again. Then he talks about how Bill Clinton broke his heart when he signed the DOMA into law. It was such a slap in the face to the LGBTQ community. He voted for him again in 1996 despite his misgivings. Same Bill Clinton who signed the crime bill and the Telecoms Act. Okay, great. There is no leader who will make the decision you want her or him to make 100% of the time. Your vote is a tool of hope for a better world. Use it wisely, for it is precious. Use it for others, for they are in need of your support too. So in other words, never hold your political party accountable. We got to be afraid of Trump. Well, here we go. You waited for it. Here's Symone Sanders. If neither candidate in 2024 gets 270 electoral votes, did you know the House decides who the president is by majority delegation? Republicans control, oh my goodness gracious, 26 delegations. Your vote is your choice. Your vote is your voice. Do you want House Republicans speaking for you? All right, before I play this video, because it's going to be nauseating, it's going to be a headache, it's going to be voter shaming. This is all what corporate media and Vote Blue no matter who has. Now, to be fair here, I'm not going to vote Republican. I'm not going to vote for Trump. I'm going to vote independent third party. This probably might be the last election that I'm going to vote in. All right. I have a lot to think about in regards to this election because I'm not impressed with the whole field of candidates. I expected a little bit more out of third parties and independents, but whatever. What I want and what's going to happen are two different things altogether. And all of you, my viewing audience, I know I have a very diverse live stream audience when you guys tune in every Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Central. Glad to have all of you tune in. All of you have to make your own choice as well. But the one thing I want all of you to do, no matter where you stand on the political spectrum, be it libertarian, independent, green, socialist, Republican, or Democrat, don't let people bully you and tell you how to vote. All right? Don't let people push you around. Your vote, your voice, your choice. You decide how you want to use your vote. And if you don't want to vote at all, that's fine too. But I have said that this is all what corporate media has. This is why people don't trust corporate media anymore. They're going to now yell at you and make you feel afraid. We got enough problems as it is with inflation, economic instability, infrastructure falling apart, unchecked corruption. But now the media still wants you to be afraid. Be afraid of how the election will turn out. It doesn't matter who sits on the throne.
We are 50 days away from the Iowa caucuses and more than 340 days away from the 2024 presidential election. As we get closer to Election Day, there is growing attention on how third-party candidates could impact the race. So let's take a trip down memory lane to 2016. And during that election year, third-party candidates collectively won around 4% of the vote in Pennsylvania and 6% of the vote in Michigan and Wisconsin.
To which I have to say, very good. I'm happy. Good. I'm happy that Gary Johnson of the Libertarian Party and Dr. Jill Stein of the Green Party in 2016 were able to secure that many votes in those three states. I am ever hopeful, and this is me being maybe idealistic here, ever hopeful, that third parties and independents are able to secure more votes and, dare I say it, possibly even secure themselves to be on the debate stage. It would be great to see. It would be a sight to see. But we shall see. We all know too well how the establishment likes to influence how the media will be portraying and handling these debates. We shall see whether or not there will be any debates at all. But I'm glad that the third parties were able to pull this off in 2016, and I hope they can cover more ground in 2024. Voter turnout's going to be key, as well as messaging and really making themselves stand out and stand up against corporate media.
Combined, this accounted for more than 100,000 votes, which was enough to sway the presidential race and hand Donald Trump an electoral college victory. So just imagine the impact that third-party votes could have in next year's race. Let's face it, folks, there are Americans out there who don't want to vote for Republicans and they don't want to vote for Democrats, and it does show in the data. Gallup actually found that 63% of American adults currently agree with the statement that the Republican and Democratic parties do, quote unquote, such a poor job of representing the American people that a third major party is needed.
I'd say maybe a third party, fourth party, fifth party, sixth party, but I'll go one step further. Shout out to Roger Meadows. We need to have citizen ballot initiatives calling for the abolition of all political parties. But look at the numbers there. Hey, folks, let's have democracy in the chat. Type 3 for no, Kit. Let's just keep it how it is, Democrat and Republican. We don't need any more choices. They make the choices for us. Everything's fine. Now, excuse me while I get my brain lobotomized. Type 4 for no, we need more choices. We need to get money out of politics. The fight for a better future isn't over, and I don't trust the Democratic Party or the Republican Party. I wonder how many 4s we're going to get in the chat. I wonder.
Look, I do not doubt Gallup's data, and I don't doubt the people's preferences. But the chance of a third-party candidate actually winning the presidency in real life, it remains highly unlikely. So is a third-party candidate really a threat to Joe Biden or even the Republican frontrunner Donald Trump? Well, I spoke to the senior communications director of Third Way, Kate DeGruyter, earlier this week. And I just got to play for y'all what she had to say about a strategy that the No Labels movement could use in order for Donald Trump to win in what she calls a chaotic and dangerous way. Take a look.
Now, everyone, be afraid. Hide underneath your blankets. Hide underneath your bed. Hide underneath the kitchen table. Run around in the field screaming with your arms in the air. Oh, no, if we vote third party, we're going to get another 4 years of Trump. Oh, my goodness. Scream in the grocery store. Tell everyone to be afraid. Go ahead. Run around in the movie theater like a chicken with his head cut off. Go ahead. Scream from the rooftops. Oh, no, third parties are a danger. This is what corporate media wants you to do. This is how sad the media is. And what's unfortunate is that many of our fellow Americans consume and believe this garbage. Oh, it's third parties. By the way, No Labels is not a real official third party. It's made up of corporate Republicans, corporate Democrats. It's a centrist, corporatist organization. It's not a legitimate third party. Just got to throw it out there. But I like how corporate media keeps pushing it along. Like, oh, No Labels is a threat. Here's No Labels. Look out. But they're telling you to be afraid. So brace yourself, folks. Symone Sanders is going to hit us with a 1, 2, 3 punch in the face about why third parties and independents are a danger to you and me.
Listen.
What we think their new plan is to try and win a handful of states in order to force a contingent election, basically to deny either Biden or Trump a path to 270 votes. If that happens, that is likely to trigger the 12th Amendment that would throw the vote of the 2024 election to the House of Representatives. In that crazy scenario, what would happen is the House would vote by delegation. Right now, Republicans control 26 delegations. So a House vote would mean Donald Trump would win in the most chaotic and dangerous way possible.
Now, I'm just going to give my thoughts on this right here. It's not a deep thought. It's not anything that's going to shake the foundations of the world. It's just I actually want to see that happen. I do. No. Hear me out. I want to see a third party, or either that. I would like to see the Greens with Dr. Jill Stein, the Libertarians, and whoever their nominee is going to be. RFK Jr. and Dr. Cornel West collectively, all four to each secure their own electoral college vote. Now, that is shooting for the moon. To be real with all of you, but it would be a sight to see. And if I could see it, just at least one of those candidates secure an electoral college vote enough to really impact the 2024 election, I would like to see it in my lifetime. I would like to see this. It would be something to talk about. I think it's desperately needed. Maybe it's the extra boost to get Americans more involved in local politics and more so. I think it's desperately needed. So I want to throw this out here. And even though if you're not going to vote, would it be something you'd like to see? Type 5 for Kit. No, I wouldn't like to see one of these third-party candidates win an electoral college vote. I don't want to see how the process is played out. That would be terrible, Kit. Come on. Just follow orders. Why are you such a troublemaker? Let's just obey the Democrats and Republicans. Type 6 for... No, I want to see this happen. I want to see some liberals meltdown. I want to see some chaos. I wonder how many sixes we're going to get in the chat. I wonder.
Let me reiterate for you. If neither Donald Trump, if he's a Republican nominee, nor President Joe Biden get to 270 electoral college votes, then the Republican Congress, under the leadership of Speaker Mike Johnson, a chief cheerleader of what unfolded in the lead up to and on January 6th, they will decide who the next president will be. And if that happens, let's just be very clear. They're going to choose Donald Trump. So please tell me again how your vote doesn't matter. Folks, it does. Your vote is your voice. And next year, do you really want Mike Johnson and his Republican colleagues speaking for you? Not I, said the black cat.
I do. I want to see it happen. I want to see that happen for many things, because one, it would be something that will be pure gold for the independent media and commentary community. Two, the liberal meltdowns will be priceless. And then three, maybe it's the extra push that's needed for us finally to truly get involved into really trying to change this system and maybe, dare I say it, get to a better future. It would be a sight to see. And I'm not going to sit by and let the media, the establishment, start bullying any of us on how we should vote. Your vote is your vote. You cannot spoil something that's already rotten. And no, a third-party candidate is not stealing your vote. You are giving your vote to any of these candidates, be it Democrat or Republican, Green or Libertarian, Independent, whatever. Your vote is your vote. And if you're giving it to one of these candidates who are running in 2024, it's because they earned your vote. And if you're choosing not to vote, that's your choice as well. No voter shaming here. I'm looking forward to covering the 2024 election cycle, especially on election night, because this is the one place where you won't see somebody melt down or cry or scream, because I'm not going to give an F. So here's the Hill. 5 biggest questions around third parties and independent bids in 2024. Oh, hey, there's RFK Jr. Democrats have little patience for Jill Stein, the Green Party candidate who evokes unsettling flashbacks to the 2016 race between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, who dismisses her role as a wrench thrower 8 years ago. But while Stein, running again in 2024, could send similar stresses through the current presidential cycle, this time she's not alone. The third-party independent Democratic primary lane is getting crowded as candidates like RFK Jr., Cornel West, Representative Dean Phillips assess if they can rise from being top-ticket wannabes to viable choices for voters. At this point, no one really knows how they'll impact the race, causing both Democrats and Republicans to look over their shoulders less than a year out from Election Day. Good. Very good. I'm happy to see this. It puts a smile to my face. Which party do they help? Well, they're not helping out any party. Of course, they're going to go over the data, talking about how Kennedy can take votes away from Trump, but also take votes away from Biden. Oh, he's going to take votes from everybody. Guess what? If he's getting votes from Democratic voters and Republican voters, maybe it's because they're tired of voting Democrat and Republican. Maybe they don't want to see Biden versus Trump in 2024. Maybe they don't want to see 2 old men fighting over a cold bowl of soup. After all, it's been stated a few times that the Democrats aren't going to allow Biden to debate Trump. Okay, fine. Guess that's the case. But look, everyone's afraid. Who will the third party candidates get votes away from? You know, how are they going to steal votes? They're not stealing votes, they're earning votes. Now, this is a big question here. And this will severely impact, most notably, RFK Jr. and Dr. Cornel West, because who will qualify on state ballots? Several candidates are already mapping out their early state strategies. Phillips, a Democratic congressman running against Biden, is focusing heavily on New Hampshire after the president co-signed a move to change the primary calendar around. Kennedy also spent a considerable time in the live free or die state, hoping to appeal to nonconformists dubious or disenchanted with establishment politics. Williamson, Marianne Williamson. I've almost forgot about her. Meanwhile, the first candidate to register the South Carolina primary, where she has publicly and privately expressed a concerned focus. West has touched down in the Midwest, looking to gain the edge with voters during the auto workers strike. You guys got to fill out. You guys got to fill out the qualifications to get on the ballot. Okay. I have to bring up my state. Illinois is notoriously draconian towards third parties and independents. And I've interviewed the Illinois Libertarian Party and the Illinois Green Party, starting from way back from 2017 all the way up until now. And I have to say, at the bare minimum, they have to get like 50,000 signatures just to secure them, just so they can secure to get their candidates on the debate stage, or not on the debate stage, but to be on the ballot. And during the 2022 midterm election cycle, I was thoroughly impressed with how the Illinois Libertarian Party was able to get all of their candidates on the ballot. At least in my congressional district, I was able to vote independent. Yes, green. There were some socialist candidates, some independent candidates, but there were also libertarian candidates. So if they weren't Democrat or Republican, they were getting my vote. Simple as that. And that is something that I never saw. How the third parties were able to secure all of that power. Will Biden speak up? No, he won't. He's not going to do that. No need to read this. Yes. And will RFK Jr. coalesce the youth vote? Well, RFK Jr. has name recognition. He very well could pull it off. Recent polling data is showing that RFK Jr. Could potentially make it on the debate stage, potentially. Would the establishment let that happen? The answer is no. And hey, everybody, what will Joe Manchin do? No one cares about Joe Manchin. Stop making Joe Manchin a thing. This is like one of these Joe Manchin being hyped up as this third-party candidate. It's sort of like one of these manufactured celebrities or musicians that's clearly came out of nowhere and is getting all hyped up by the media. Okay, Joe Manchin is one of those manufactured musicians or celebrities that came out of nowhere. They're trying to make them the next big thing, and it just ain't working. Making Joe Manchin into the thing. So what can we take away from this? Don't let the media tell you how to vote. Don't let the media tell you to be afraid. Don't hide in a corner. Never back down. And just laugh at them as they try and scream and cry and yell at you and telling you how you should be spending your time and how you should conform. You don't owe your vote to the Democratic Party or to the Republican Party. Your vote is your vote. It's your choice. And in 2024, you and you alone will have to make your own decision. And the media, all what they have and all what people can do on social media is scream, yell, and bully. Well, you push right back or you ignore them, disregard them. They made it abundantly clear how little they think about you. So you, in turn, should think very little of them. They want you to be absorbed into their fear propaganda. Be brave and be strong and think for yourself. And if you see people being bullied on social media about how they're choosing to vote, stand up for them too. Stand up for each other. I am tired. I am burnt out by all this. Oh no, if this candidate gets in, it'll be Adolf Hitler 2.0. Oh no, if this candidate gets in, they'll be like Mussolini. If this candidate gets in, they'll be like Caesar. They'll be like Napoleon. They'll be like Genghis Khan. I am done and tired of being afraid, because that's all what the media can do. But I know that all of you collectively watching this video right now, it's your choice, your vote, and you will be making that decision. Be proud in your decision, and don't let these people tell you to hide in a corner. We have more dignity than that. We just laugh at them as they try and tell us to be afraid. To hell with that.